Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to IT Enabling Green Forum 2008, presented to you by Polycom. This event is brought to you by E18, which is the specialized events division of Network 18 Media and Investments Limited. The event is in association with CNBC TV 18, India's premier business news channel. I would especially like to thank our sponsors, BT, CSC, Dell, and Greenco, and our media partners Business Standard, BizTech2, and CHIP for extending their support towards this event. I would now like to invite and extend our most warm welcome to Ms. Sheila Dikshit, Chief Minister of Delhi, on stage, please. Ms. Dikshit was sworn in as Chief Minister for the second consecutive term of the government of NCT of Delhi on 15th December 2003. She is the second woman Chief Minister of Delhi. She is also the Secretary of the Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust, and under her aegis, an environmental center has been set up at the trust. Welcome, Ms. Dikshit. Please welcome Mr. Yugal Sharma, Regional Director, India and South Asia, Polycom. Mr. Yugal Sharma is responsible for Polycom's operations in the region, including sales and marketing and strategic alliances. He is responsible for setting up the Polycom India subsidiary about 5 years back and has taken Polycom through a successful growth phase. Please welcome Ms. Shireen Bhan, Bureau Chief and Associate Editor, CNBC TV 18. Ms. Bhan is a graduate from St. Stephen's College, New Delhi, and with a degree in philosophy, and did her master's in communication studies from the University of Pune, with film and television as her area of specialization. She is one of the most recognized faces on television and has interviewed the who's who of Indian business. She was voted FICCI Woman of the Year in 2005. She is CNBC's Political Affairs Editor and the Delhi Bureau Chief. We would now begin our forum, and may I please invite Ms. Bhan to initiate the program, please.
Thank you very much, Shivani. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, Mrs. Sheila Dikshit, and all other dignitaries. Thank you very much for joining us here on this special occasion. With the overall economy on an upswing, the industry in general is poised for tremendous growth. While this kind of growth is welcome, it is also imperative to grow in a sustainable and environmentally responsive manner. Although environmental awareness has increased, there has been an accompanying shift in the historical conflicted relationship between business profitability and environmental stewardship. It is estimated that information technology does as much damage to the environment as the airline industry. In fact, IDC estimates that roughly 50% is spent on energy for every dollar of computer hardware that is expected to increase by 54% to 71 cents over the next 4 years. So there is a problem on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. The IT industry is growing faster than the aviation industry, and with over a billion computers on the planet, it is responsible for around 2% of man-made CO2 annually, which is on par with the global airline industry. The IT industry not only generates CO2, but also is an immense volume of e-waste producer. According to a research report by the International Resource Group, or the IRG, India alone generates about 146,000 tons of e-waste every year, and with the demand of computers growing at an alarming rate, the country's domestic e-waste is expected to touch 600,000 tons by 2012. Most of the e-waste till now has been recycled in a way that it poses severe health risks. Tons of toxic material like lead, arsenic, and chromium dumped in landfills cause contamination of groundwater. As more and more companies get aware of such issues, they are taking conscious efforts towards better ways of waste management, and that indeed is a good sign. A consensus effort towards enabling an eco-friendly environment has created an IT green evolution in the IT industry. All the top IT industries, or companies really, are promising their customers more eco-responsible products, and they are actively working towards solutions that would improve energy efficiency, minimize waste and use of harmful materials, and will reduce their carbon footprint as well, while increasing computation storage and cost effectiveness. Now, this forum, which is aptly called IT Enabling Green 2008, is an ideal platform for all concerned with green IT to come together and share ideas, discuss ideas, and deliberate on the road ahead and the ways forward. Let me now introduce to you Yugal Sharma, Regional Director of Polycom. They really have helped E18, CNBC TV 18 put this event together. Yugal Sharma will give you a better perspective on what you can expect from this event going forward. Yugal.
Good morning. Good morning. Good, that sounds better. Wednesday morning, I think early in the day. First of all, a big thanks to all of you to have assembled here and having taken out your time from your busy schedules. First of all, I would like to welcome our Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, Ma'am Sheila Dikshit ji, other speakers today from the IT enablement, I would say green enablement fraternity, delegates who have taken out time, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are making an endeavor here along with CNBC to create a platform where I believe, as very aptly said by Shireen, that IT industry is moving much faster, at a faster pace than the airline industry and things like that. So I'll cover very quickly in my inaugural welcome address about the concerns that we are all going through together. This platform that has been initiated, as you can see, it has got a mix of different leaderships. To start with the political leadership, where we have Ma'am, and thanks again to her to take out her time, where the political leadership, the policy making has to look into the concerns that we will debate and discuss, people will present during the day. And then we have the IT leadership team, which is represented by various sponsors and of course the delegates from different walks of industries. And the common issues for all of them are well known and all that will be discussed. So all that put together, I believe at the end of the day, we should definitely reach at some level of understanding in the common issues and challenges that we're facing. Shireen also said about global warming. This is, I would say, very common, the biggest threat, and it's not our issue or your issue or my issue. I mean, it's everyone's issue on the planet, and it's going to change and it's going to affect everybody's lives. So that's what something governments across the globe are looking at. And if the planet is getting corroded, it's not that India will be affected or China will be affected or the Western world will be affected. We all are going to be affected. We all understand that. So from our everyday activities that are like small energy conservation points to things like burning the fuel gas for the airlines which are going more and more, all that put together is definitely positively, I would say, degrading the planet. And these are the challenges which in different fields all of us have to look into it. And we've already seen that the planet is getting warmer and the global warming is getting affected, and carbon dioxide emissions is the real cause of worry. And whatever is the root cause of that, I think we should look into that. And other facts which were shared by Shireen again, I would say that India contributes about 15 to 16% of the global population and contributes about 4 to 5% of, I would say, negatively affecting the planet. So that's a big challenge as a nation that we have, and of course as a city, as a state across the country. So that's what I think we need to look into it, and this all directly contributes to the greenhouse gases. As a developing country, India's constant endeavor is to reduce emissions, as I said earlier, so as to move forward towards creating a better planet. Indeed, we are witnessing one of the most radical changes in our history. We don't see it in our everyday lives, but I'll just give you a small example, which all delights have seen last week. There was a major clipping in the news that the rainfall, the rain has broken down 108 years of history of coming so much early in advance. it's good news, but look at the phenomena that's going on behind. The meteorological department was formed about 108 years back. So I can assure you that even before that, if the Met department was there, this record would have surpassed all the records. Why the rains hit first in Kerala ahead of the time they hit? Why they hit in Bombay? I was there 2 weeks back, monsoons begun, right? So these are all the signals that are coming to us. We are not seeing them the way I would say we need to look at, not even at a 30,000 or a 20,000 feet level. We need to look into it very closely now. And with that, fuel crisis on the other side, it's even making us think more that the balances of nature, where the fuel is going high, the whole economy is dependent on that. Every, I would say, a dollar increase results into 2% inflation increase globally and 10% increase in cost of various products because the whole economy is dependent on that. So Polycom today welcomes all of you once again, and in our own different way of showcasing and demonstrating our technology during the day. I'm also very happy to say that we have our managing director, Mr. Hans-Jörg Wagner, who all the way from Singapore, sitting in his office, is going to address along with me for next 3-4 minutes. And by doing that, he's already saving 1 year's carbon emissions of a car. And this is all statistics available at the web. So if you take a flight from Delhi to Singapore, per person, and you don't take it, you're saving about 15,000 kilometers of fuel that you're going to burn in a car. So he's there right from his office with us. So over to Mr. Hans-Jörg Wagner. Sir.
Thank you very much, Yugal. I believe everybody can hear me loud and clear and can see me in my office, literally here in Singapore. And first of all, a very warm welcome from very, very warm Singapore today. Ladies, gentlemen, valued guests, Chief Minister. The carbon footprint I'm creating by traveling to this event was probably very, very low. To put the whole thing a little bit in perspective, what Mr. Sharma said, if I would have joined you for this event by traveling, which the usual way is to attend meetings, I would have created a 3.1 ton of carbon dioxide or carbon footprint. 3.1 ton, and if you assume on top of that the travel to and from the airport here in Singapore, then probably staying a night or two in a hotel with all the facilities, the nice air conditioning and everything, the carbon footprint I would have created would have not done justice to the title of this event here by IT Enabling 2008 in India, to basically encourage green technologies. So when I was asked to join this event, I said immediately yes, but I also said immediately yes, but, and this but is, I will join on video conferencing only.
Thank you, Mr. Wagner, and very well said. And today's news again, 25% increase in airfare. I think it's even going to get worse, so we can't say more than that. And one quick last word I would like to say is for our Chief Minister, ma'am, that I grew up in the city, and when I was early in my corporate life, 10, 15 years back, my sales team used to give me a lot of times reasons, oh, boss, I got late. You know, Delhi time, half an hour late. The traffic was bad. Now, even that kind of excuse is not possible because the city has really gone beautiful, and the green initiatives have taken a lot in Delhi. So thank you, ma'am, and we hope we keep on seeing such better initiatives. Thank you, and welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Yugal. And speaking of excuses, I think Mr. Wagner's speech gave all of us one. And the next time your boss asks you to go outside, travel for an assignment, instead of saying you're sick or you have a family emergency, you can always say that you don't want to contribute to the carbon footprint. And if he's got a green conscience, he can't really quibble with you on that one. But, jokes apart, it is a very, very serious issue that we are all faced with at this point in time. And as was rightly said, government initiatives, policy initiatives will make a huge difference in the way that industry actually takes to green initiatives. Whether there's the requirement of sweeteners, whether you need to have mandatory regulations in place that actually industries will need to comply with, all of those issues are being discussed and debated. Somebody who's got her sort of eye on all of these issues and a sense of the pulse of these matters, Ms. Sheila Dikshit, the Chief Minister of Delhi. She has, of course, been associated with creating initiatives that have promoted ecological balance and conservation in the National Capital Territory. She was conferred the first Global Award for Environment and Conservation on the World Environment Day, in fact, this year. This was an award instituted by the Indian Citizens Committee of Kuwait and the Times Weekly newspaper. She's somebody who has been passionate about this as part of a Bhagidari campaign that all of us in Delhi are familiar with. Mrs. Dikshit.
Last sentence I read was 25% increase in airfare. I would give a gift clap for that. Mr. Yugal Sharma, Madam Shireen, and all the very distinguished participants on what I believe are conferences which are going to create awareness, first amongst those who manufacture, those who provide the services, and awareness amongst them, because once the awareness comes to you and you become aware of your contribution towards these carbon numbers or footprints, whatever you call them, I think then it percolates down. Now, India is in a very peculiar situation in the sense that it's developing. And the choice in front of us is, do we start already conservation, emphasize on conservation, when we haven't been able to reach the benefits of this technology advance to all the citizens of Delhi? There are thousands of perhaps millions amongst us living in India who are not even aware of what is happening. So do we stop that? Do we not let this reach each and every individual that requires or that needs development as much as any one of us does? That is a big question in front of us. It is lasting, which does not impinge on the natural balances that nature has evolved. All of us, I think, need to read Darwin's theory all over again to remind ourselves that each thing balances the other out. Thank you very much for this very patient hearing that you've given me, and I hope that you will realize and you will understand that what has come from me is words of a very, very concerned, deeply concerned citizen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that impassioned speech, and it was great to actually have you open up your heart to all of us. I was wondering, though, as a journalist, you mentioned the fact that people who have 5 cars, and whether that is suggestive of any kind of a tax that may be imposed on people who do actually have more than a couple of cars in their driveways.
No more taxation,
Okay.
don't worry about that.
No more taxes, great. That's
because
good
I
news.
don't think taxation, if a hike in taxation, it doesn't really impact people, it doesn't change people. I think it has to come from within.
All right.
No taxation, I can assure you
No
that.
taxation, just a mindset change. Thank you very much again, Mrs. Dikshit, for joining us. Thank you very much, Yugal, for being here with us. Can I hand it back now to Shivani? Thanks very much.
My glasses, I've left them there. Can I take your leave now?
Thank you, Ms. Dikshit. Your kind presence has added immense value to the purpose of this forum. On behalf of E18, please accept our token of appreciation. Ms. Dikshit. Mr. Yugal Sharma. And Ms. Bhan.